It is the day before setup for the Melbourne Bead Expo, which means it's time to pack the car. And the first part of packing the car is putting everything in boxes inside, and that is 3/4 done. But I'm a bit worried it's not all going to fit in, so we're going to start putting stuff in the car first. So I've got the doors open, boot open, and we'll see how we go. It's not really all fun and games going to a bead show, so these racks really need a good clean. Got the back seats down in the car ready, and I've got these boards in. I'll show you what I use these for. So, because there's got a gap here, between here and the back seat, and I need to use all the space, so I use these boards to create a good area. Once you've got something big in there, it spreads out the load quite well. There we are, the start of packing for the bead show. Of course, some space under here too. Check out the bead spillage. Uh-oh. Messy bead spillage. We need to get on and pack the car. So we did a time lapse of this, and this is only part of it. You can see it's quite a bit of effort to get all of the things into the car, and it definitely is a process, and I've had the same sort of process for quite a while. I've been doing bead shows for 20 years. A lot less now than I used to do, unfortunately, but as long as I've had these bead racks, the seed bead racks, those are the prime focus for how I pack the car. So you can see that there are taller things around them that sort of protect them, and that's the main way that we look at packing the car. So there's several racks that need to go in, and we use tubs and boxes to pack around them. It's not exactly always the same way. Sometimes we have different sized boxes or something like that, but the front of the car always ends up the same, and one side of the back of the car always ends up the same as well. And then it's a case of a bit of Tetris, just deciding what goes in next and what fits the best. You can see I'm definitely the one directing these things and know where they want to go. Here's me explaining how we build up the layers. Nearly there. You can see all of this needs to be put in boxes inside the house before it comes out into the car, so it takes quite a long time. Okay, finally, the bottom layer is done. So this is what's in the car, and the next step is to put a cover over it and then to slide the racks in on top. So let's do that. So the purpose of these covers is mainly to cover the tubes of seed beads, so that when I push the racks in, they don't get caught up in that. So I've got many cloths, and I use them for not just this, but when you get to the show, you always cover up your stock overnight, and these are used for that as well. These cloths are also used for protecting the inside of the car as well, and buffering the racks and the boxes from scratching the inside of the car. We also have several tablecloths that we use, that they are only for the larger tables, and we're using a couple of smaller tables this time, so these cloths will double up as tablecloths for the smaller tables. So you can never have too many cover-up cloths when you're going to a show. There is always a use for them. So it just takes a little bit of time to get these in position, walking around, walking back, and then we're ready. Let's grab the racks and get these in. So I've got 2 of these heavier racks. They do weigh a little bit and a little bit awkward to get in the car, as you can see here, but it definitely, you can see the use of the cloths when you can just slide these in. And once you've got one rack in, it is definitely easier to get the next ones in as well, because once you've lifted them up, they tend to just sit on top of the others. So what I'm doing here is assessing if they are in far enough, because it is pretty tight fit to get these in. So I am just going to move the driver's seat forward a little bit, and then that should be fine. Sometimes you have to test to see if the back tailgate will close, but you get used to it after a while and you can judge whether that's going to be okay or not. I've been using these racks for, I can't remember how long, so pretty used to getting these in the car. These are my standard 2 racks that I've used for years and years, and this year we are using some extra racks as well that we've kept over from the shop. You can see here I'm adjusting how that sits, what is it resting on. Don't want to damage anything. So these are racks from the shop. They do not have the feet on them, so we are going to get creative and set them up in an L shape and tie them together. Once you've got the beads on them, because a lot of glass beads can weigh a lot of weight, they don't go anywhere. So these are narrower, so they're sitting to one side of the car, so they're sort of sitting behind the passenger seat. But you do not want these to be packed so high that they're above the height of the headrest. So I'm just adjusting things here, making sure they're sitting okay. I mean, it is not that far to get to the Bead Expo, but if you were going on a longer journey for sure, you definitely want to make sure that none of this is moving around. And one thing I didn't really appreciate was that our drive here is on a downhill, so these slide in fine and stay there. When I got to the other end, I was on the flat, and so they wanted to come out pretty quickly because I hadn't appreciated that it's on a bit of a slope. So when I packed up to come home, I actually tied these together so they weren't going to go anywhere. You have to just think on your feet and adjust the packing all the time. Okay, they are in. Had to tweak the front seats forward for some of the racks, but not taking any passengers on this trip, so all good. I'm going to get some more covers to cover those up and stop them moving. As I said, you can never have too many covers. Here they are in action again. It's just starting to rain. Well, good timing. So I use the covers to stop the racks rubbing anywhere, so you don't want that damaging the inside of your car, so that's why. This is a secondary car, so this is Alex's car. He's got the tables, which take up the most room, and his car is smaller. He didn't buy his car with the intention of moving beads around, but there you are. Yeah, he's got the tables and some boxes in his car. Good job we got 2 cars. Okay, that is pretty much it. There might be a few last minute things that are going to go in, but for now I'm going to move the car back into the garage, close everything up, and do those last minute other jobs, which there are probably a few to do still. There's some tree shredder noise going on here, so sorry for that. The racks are in and covered up. I must say I could not get another one in without them being an issue above the seat of the heights. But what I do need to get in is a couple of things for the Bead Society. So we've got the sign and an easel that needs to go in for display purposes, and I've got a couple more covers that I can secure everything with, and then I can go and sit down and try and remember if I've forgotten anything else. Okay, a couple of hours, and in fact it's less than a couple of hours, maybe about 1 hour or so, and we are heading off. This is where the Bead Expo this year is being held. This is our first time at this venue, Melbourne Bead Park Community Hub. Great parking outside though, so that is a plus. So I arrived early because I'm also part of the committee, and I gave the team a bit of a hand in marking out the trader positions. So each trader has a certain amount of space. We just mark this out on the floor and put some notes on it. So we parked up outside the venue to unload, and it was a little bit blustery. Not a very nice day at all. You can see here things are going a little bit crazy. We only had one thing fall off the trolley, so not too bad. Hard work. So we have to get everything out of both cars, including the racks, and use this trolley to get everything upstairs. So it's on the upper level, so we have to put everything in the lift and get it up. So it wasn't too much trouble, but it does take quite a bit of time. A lot of bending and lifting heavy things. You have to be pretty strong to do this. Got to get them in the right order. I decided to do another time lapse because I didn't want to spend all my focus on recording when it does take a lot of time to set this up. It really is a lot of work. So I think at this point I sent Alex off to get some lunch, and he was gone quite a while, so I was there moving stuff around, and you can see all of the activity going on, the committee, all of the other exhibitors, and how much work everyone is doing all day. So I think I started setting up just before 1 p.m. and from memory we were definitely there past 4. I think we were there till about 5, and it's sort of not much break at all during that time. It is really just work. Something that made it a bit harder this time was the slightly different setup. In the past we've typically had 5 tables, 3 along the front and 2 each side, so it's sort of like a U shape, but we had just a fraction less space to do that this time, and we wanted to make sure that we could have access to the racks as well to hold more stock. So we have like a little L shape and then an inverted L shape as well, with some racks attached to the tables and at each end. So I think it just made it a little bit harder, because like, where does this go? Where's the best place for this? I mean, obviously the seed bead racks stay in this wall, but yeah, it's difficult. So this is the other end of the space, and we haven't got much set up here. And you can see at this point nothing on the racks either. So it's a process. It really does take some time and mental energy and physical energy for sure. These boxes are heavy. Even a small box filled with glass beads weighs quite a lot. It is quite interesting to watch it back, watch everybody else is doing, and yeah, we all look so busy at double speed, don't we? So here I was telling Alex what to do to unpack stuff. He's a newbie at helping at shows, so he wasn't really sure what to do, where to put things, or how best to display it. I can say he doesn't really know too much about beads really, but he has been a great help anyway. So I got him putting some of the hooks out. Every little bit helps. I don't know how many bead shows I've done over the years, but at its peak I was doing 5 to 6 a year. I'm like going to Sydney at least once a year, sometimes twice a year. So I'm no stranger to setting up at a show, but they are never easy things to do. It still takes a lot of effort to get it done. I always think I could have done better as well at the end of the day. So one of my things to do is to write some notes for next year's show. So we're really only doing the Bead Expo as our main show of the year these days. There are not many other shows available to attend that would be worthwhile for us. So this is our one big show of the year. So I think next year I'm going to put a lot more effort into it. And by that I mean making it easier for people to find things when they come to the show. There's so much stock, it can be a little bit overwhelming. So that's my plan. Just a heads up, I think the show was quite successful for everybody. So hopefully we will be staying in this venue next year, because it really does help to know the venue before you get there, and you've got some idea of what you're going to do in advance for setup. So if you're keen to come to the Bead Expo next year in Melbourne, stand by and check out the Bead Society website for details in the upcoming months. We actually did have quite a few interstate visitors, so that was really good to see. Lots of people from country Victoria as well, and definitely people from Sydney and Tassie and Canberra too. This was our last little bit of video from the Friday setup day. We still had quite a bit to do, and we didn't quite finish on the Friday either. It's 9:05 and we have 25 minutes until we open, and just putting the final touches to the stand because seriously tired yesterday and run out of steam, but up early today to get it all finished. So let's take a look around. It's a different layout this year because we're in a different location, slightly different size space. So yeah, took a bit of figuring out. This could probably do with a tidy up, but it's on the table rather than not. This is the whole room. So it's quite a long room.
Morning.
Good morning. So we never have enough room for everything, but we've got all the critical things. Just need to do a bit of tidying up. Got a special on today. Free beads with every purchase. There's layers to these trays of beautiful cabochons. Oops, those need a tidy too. Then we've got all of the seed beads, so these tend to get messy throughout the day. I didn't really film much during the day because it was quite busy, but I just got a little bit captured without, you know, putting the camera in customers' faces, which nobody really wants, do they?
One of each.
So here's me. Everything has to be checked out on the laptop, scanned so that the website is updated.
How are you going, Joe?
It's been pretty busy.
It has. Display looks really nice.
It's probably a bit messy by now.
Maybe.
We never seem to capture a show at its busiest because that's when we are busy as well. But here's a shot of one of the quieter periods during the show. Sunday morning was a bit less rushed, so I managed to stop for a coffee on the way to the expo. Should give me extra power for the day. Okay, this is Sunday morning at the Bead Expo, and Sunday morning we've just opened and it's a quiet start, but there's already a few people keen here starting. So I'll just take you on a quick tour. It does tend to look a bit messy by this time of the show because people have picked stuff up and moved it all around, but it's still looking pretty good. Rainbow of colours, looking great. Do a quick twirl. This stand here is Katrina's star pins. So I'm sure plenty of you know who Katrina is. Let's take a closer look at what she is selling.
I don't know if you noticed Lily Hopkins, she was here yesterday.
So she's got these wonderful leather bits and bobs, and look at this shining down in the corner. Look at that shimmery stuff, and that
And so
embossed.
have they been hardened or...
And Katrina's got some cards with her beadwork on as art as well. What a fantastic idea.
things inside them. And then
And this is Katrina's display.
and then she's coated them all with a couple of layers of Mod Podge to harden it.
Because they're so fragile.
Yeah.
Isn't this work just fantastic? Katrina stepped away and she's gone all quiet, but I'm going to drag her back in. Here's the girl! She's done a very nice job of her display. Mine's more, not chuck it on a table, but it got to that stage. But look at how pretty Katrina's display is. She's got all her beaded kits and samples as well. So, KatrinaStarPinStudio.com if you want to check out all of her work too. Oh, there's a bit more around this side. Gonna make use of every inch of the space, haven't we, Katrina?
Definitely. There's some more beadwork around there too.
Oh yes. At the expo there's also some exhibitions, and this at the end was of members' work. There was also one in the foyer. Just doing a complete twirl around, showing everybody before all of the people arrive. It did really get busy later on Sunday. Just walking back down. Here I am again. Hello.
Much quieter today.
It's Sunday morning. It's never like the first day of a show. People are like outside, waiting to come in. Sunday morning, they're like, oh, take it easy today. So it's always quiet first thing. That concludes our setup of the Melbourne Bead Expo. We didn't record taking everything down and packing up because we're pretty tired by the end of the day, and it's just exactly the same in reverse. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. We have freebies with website orders until the end of November.